They were working on some horseradish. So I went to the grocery and I got some organic horseradish. Should look like that. So what I've done is I took this piece, I've cut it in 2 pieces. Now I know it has nodes and places where it grows off of, but I'm not for sure on this horseradish. So what I've done is I cut this one in half and I've stuck it, just like you do other things, I stuck it in the sand to keep it moist, but I wanted this part to dry. That way it don't rot. So what I've done here is I'm going to put this one, I think I'll do this one, in the sand. I'm going to use a small pot. That one's got holes in it, so I'm just going to put some paper in the bottom of it to keep it from the sand falling out. But it needs to be a pretty deep pot because horseradish has got a pretty decent length to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant it on about about a 60-degree angle in sand. So I'm going to get some sand in the bottom of it. This is moist sand. That's probably been cut for about 4 days. So that's enough sand in the bottom of it. It's about to there. I'm going to put this in a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to fill her up. So what happened is it fell over, of course. So I'm going to raise it up a touch. See if we can get a look at that. So it's going to look like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring the sand up. I'm thinking about 2 inches under the sand. And then I'm going to move it into a warmer area. You've seen some of my wood stove videos. We're going to move it in by the wood stove. I may put a little plastic over it to keep the moisture in because that wood stove will really dry things out. All right, so we're there. So that one will go in by the wood stove. What are we doing with the other one? All right, I kind of got, yeah. So I got another one buried. I got another one buried in a 5-gallon bucket. This is a full one. And I'm going to, and this is a compost that I have too. Really good camera in here. So we're going to cover that one up. I'm going to stick this one in also about the same depth. And I'll cover it with soil. So what's going to happen here, sorry about the bad camera. What's going to happen here is I'm just going to show you this part 2 when these come up. And I don't know if this will be a 2-part or a 3-part series or whatever. I'm just going to put it all on this video. That way, you know, you can see results. Like this dude is actually doing this. Not this dude is just making a video and you never know if it freaking works or not, right? So, horseradish, organic from a supermarket. In sand, in compost, both in by the wood stove. I got another piece of horseradish. So it's January, zone 6. It's been snowing, icing, raining, all these things. Say that, I got an IBC tote with compost in it. I buried it in there this month. So from the same, off the same shelf, same store. So then we'll see which one fares better here. And then we can all make better decisions on how we're going to plant them in our area. So I hope this helps out, and we'll see what happens. We'll see on next one. I'll splice it in on this dude. Ow. So here we are, 30 days later. You're seeing some greenery. This horseradish seems to be working. Well, let's look at the difference between the sand and the compost. So I'm going to turn the camera down here so we can look at it. All right. Start out this sand. You can see it pretty good. These things are probably, I'll bet they're 16 inches tall right here. So they're growing in sand. I have not dug this out and looked at the root system. I'm just allowing it to, at least for 2 months, to get in here and put a good root mass on. All right, so let's go to the compost. So the compost is still doing quite well, I believe. Let's get a little bit. So there you go. So these are probably 4 inches tall. And then these probably are too. Looks like I broke the leaf off of that one. But I got a lot, can't see it there, but there's a lot of little stuff emerging in this area, these areas. So I think we're on to something here. So saying that, you seen how big them pieces were. Yeah, I broke that thing off, didn't I? So we're gonna go about 1 inch pieces. And then each piece of long horseradish, full-size horseradish, looks like it gains me, let me move this up a bit. Looks like it gains me about 10 pieces. Some of them are bigger than others. You know, this one's a little bit bigger than the other. Oh, we're gonna talk about this too. We talked about that in the first part of the video. I'm gonna let this dry like you do a potato or whatever for about, you smell horseradish, smells good, 3 to 5 days probably. Then I'm gonna plant these. I don't know exactly. I think I'm gonna plant these in another mixture of sand and soil, 2 different ones. So it'll give me 10 different plants to get started this summer on just these cuttings. I got 2 roots, so I should have 20 of these. The end piece looks a little less robust, so I left it. It's probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. That's really the only reason. And if this works, I'll cut these in half again. That way we can get 20 plants per piece of rootstock. So we're going to close up this video by, I think it's a success. And then whatever happens, I'll put another one out because I want to put out 3 to 8 minute videos. I don't like longer videos than that. So I'm pretty happy with this. It looks like the sand's doing better, but the compost has a lot of shorter, vigorous green coming up. So I'm not sure which one's which yet, but we will continue on this. I'm thinking you can't go wrong either way. So we're growing it, and I just want to show you that we are growing what we say we're trying to grow. And when we don't grow it, we say we didn't grow it. It was a mistake. It didn't work. So, hey, that's all I got. Keep growing.